Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Miss P. And I am simply just going to talk about church. It is Sunday, and I feel good a little bit. It's early. But no, I miss church the way it used to be. With this whole quarantine shutdown, not many people came back to church or what have you. But I missed the different fellowships where it wasn't like a competition, but it was like you always felt crunk when you knew a certain church was coming to your church. And so it was like a whole reunion all over again. Even though y'all try to out-sing each other, whatever the case may be, it's all fun, Or the lock-ins you used to have in church when it was safe. You bringing stuff, sleeping there, the different church activities. I don't know. It's just not the same no more. Everybody kind of separated and mind your own business type thing. And it's like, why? Now, I understand personal things that stay at your, crib. All the mess that's in churches nowadays is a hot mess. And it's a combination of mixing business with pleasure, I guess you can say. Or business with personal. But sometimes it's not even dealing with anything sexual at all. It's people just doing whatever the hell they want to do because they're in a certain position. And yeah, I miss that. Actually giving to your church, bringing back to your church, offering to your church. And not just financially. Making sure the church is clean. Making sure the yard is cut. Making sure the bathrooms are done. Making sure the church got toiletries, food. None of that is happening. And it's sad because we used to have it like that. Where you could walk up in the church and if you're hungry, they can feed you. Now they like, you have to fill out vouchers. Really? I don't get that part. And then some of these programs that they do have, the perks of them are wonderful, but the loops are unnecessary. More so if it's you doing it as a charitable situation as a church. I understand that you have to do the business part as far as the funding, where is it going to come from, making sure you have all your paperwork together, making sure you can sell, etc., etc. I get that part. However, the feelings and the emotion and the understanding, and you created the loops, so it's still not an understanding for me. If they had all this stuff in order that certain places are asking for, I'm pretty sure that a percentage, because some of them just be using, a percentage of them that's actually genuinely there, they would not be there if they had all the paperwork that y'all are asking for. Why make somebody have to go different places? And 9 times out of 10, they don't have a car. And y'all making them, they have to have a birth certificate. I'm showing up with my child. They whole calling me mama, getting on my nerves while I'm filling out paperwork. And I have to go home to go get a birth certificate to prove that this is my child in order for you to give me help with the child that's getting on my nerves currently. And even if it's not, they are currently with me. They're taking from me. And I'm giving to them, yes, because out of love and kindness. But if I'm saying I need some help with these kids that have been either put on me, I've accepted, or visiting, I'm needing some assistance right now because I can't spread what I have out. But yet y'all making me go through loops. Now, I understand as far as, I know I sound kind of like contradicting myself. I understand the approving the kids part because some people swap Social Security cards as if it's food stamps. But some people, you can just tell. It's just hard to even get into that because you have to have that protection procedure. But for the genuine ones, it's so draining. I guess that's what my rant is. It's so draining. I want them to have what they need, but without having to go through so many hoops because they went through hoops, because that's why they in the situation they're in right now. miss church, real church. But when you left there, it didn't feel like you were just at somebody's house for a kickback. But the music was just different, you know? That's what it feel like. I miss church when it wasn't no competition of who got the biggest cathedral or the biggest cross or who has the most clerical robes, who accept women ministers or not. I don't care. Who got the biggest check during annual day. No, I miss actual church where the spirit was actually getting fed and you left free. Where even though your bills was going to slap the hell out of you when you got out the building, you just knew trouble wasn't going to last always. You knew Jesus was going to work it out. Nowadays, it's like, yes, hey, did he hear me? Can he hear me up in this sinning church? Can he hear me? Am I praying to the right person? Am I following the right person? There shouldn't have been no question as far as spirituality, but it is now. Religion. You have to watch who you follow. That's sad. I don't know. But you also, with this whole C-19 thing, you also seen your faithful few. And I guess that's what keeps me going. The ones that kept going, the ones that was worried, the ones that protested against closing churches during this time. I didn't understand the closing church thing because during a shutdown, hell, mentally, they tell you what, go to church. Go get spiritually fed. You need to seek Jesus, man. Like, all of that when you mentally shut down. Yeah, they recommend therapy, okay, whatever, but yeah, you know what I mean. So, give your life back to Christ. That's maybe what you need to do. Like, they do all of that when you have a mental shutdown. We just had a world shutdown. Y'all ain't sending nobody to church so they can mentally reboot. You know, I think it's the same type of shutdown. I might be wrong. But yeah, I just don't get it. Why would you shut down a therapy outlet? I like that. A therapy outlet. Y'all shut down a therapy outlet. Shootings increase. You don't know people's mental stability. And yes, this rant is all about churches. And I know it's kind of up and down, up and down. I'm giving pros and cons of church, if you can't tell by now. I usually don't describe what I'm saying. I just talk. It'll be in the descriptions below. Anyways. But yeah, you shut down a therapy. Like AA. What happened to all those people? Increase of violence, increase of danger, increase. Y'all couldn't have meetings no more. Couldn't keep tabs on people no more. Didn't know where people was hiding no more. Church is an exposure. Not saying come pick up some people at church. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is I didn't see the point of the shutdown for churches. It's a meeting of sanctity. Wouldn't you want like a mental stability in this world? And if spirituality and church going is where that person's mental capacity, y'all just shut that off. I don't know. I miss church. Even though you got cussed out by the old lady, you knew you could go back to her and ask her for a peppermint because you knew she had candy. It was just that y'all didn't get along at that one moment. I miss church. You can spank other people's kids rightfully, and nobody said anything to you. You and the other parent not about to get into a fight. You simply tell them they were being hard-headed, and that was the end of the discussion. I miss church. Nowadays, you got the parents fighting. Don't say nothing to my child. Baby, is your child really wrong? Is there a correction that actually needed to be made? Like, Damn, I miss church. Man, the food. The potato saladness of people's arms. Like, it was love in food. I don't get it. I miss it. Like, piles and, like, you had the mamas that cooked at home. So, I only imagine that being 10 times over at church. You got all the big mamas in one spot. All the culinary queens in one spot. So every church program was lit. I miss that. People don't want to cook no more. We dashing everything. Don't get me wrong. I have dashed here and there, but I still cook. I'm not cooking today because it's Sunday. I don't cook on Sunday. And I didn't cook yesterday. So, it's my loss. I cooked yesterday, but it was for yesterday. But yeah, we don't have that no more. Man, them meals, you had 2 tables. The pastor's table and the congregation table. Don't let your parent be a minister. Man, when my mama turned into a minister, when my mom accepted her calling, let me say that correctly, because I don't play games with that. When my mom accepted her calling, I ain't gonna lie, the perks was the minister's table of food. They had opposite food of the regular congregation, and I got a chance to live upon that perk. Okay? I miss church, like dead serious. The little baby praise dance. I want my overlay. Like, come on, y'all don't miss none of that. Trying to get overlays, hair, bobby pins, safety pins. Like, come on. I know I'm not the only one. Making sure I had my praise dance skirt. Ooh, favorite part about praise dancing. When we had to leave after we got dressed, so we had to put on them little socks. We was able to lift up our little, don't get that dress on that floor. Man. And so everybody was looking at, oh, they about to dance. Oh, I wonder what they gonna dance to. Like, nobody missed none of that. Am I the only one? When you had a 3 o'clock service, so everybody brought food, so everybody could eat. That was the same thing as regular Sunday services for me. That was like an annual day for me. We have 3 o'clock service and we got to go to another church. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We had guaranteed food in between service. Don't let nobody do that one stop to churches. For some reason, after church chicken at churches was always the bomb. Always for me. So yeah, I miss that. I miss church. When you actually had praise and worship. When songs flowed one after the other, after the other, after the other. And you didn't have to cut it out because people on a time frame. When I heard that churches was on time frames, like a certain cutoff time that things needed to happen, I'm like, where? Why? If the spirit is in the building, you're going to, like, that's rude. And you ask the spirit to leave. Like, that's what I feel. You was just rude and disrespectful and asked the spirit, you got to go. And we got something else we got to do. No, if that climax in the spirit is there, stay. Like, that's promise. I don't mind. Let it hit from wall to wall and then you guys shouting and overflowing. I love praise and worship, especially when it's a good flow and harmonics and then the songs just resonate with one another. So it's like you're going through a spiritual uplifting because you start off with the most saddest song there is. And then you build it up to a joyous, I'm going to celebrate regardless of how I started off. That's what I miss. I miss church. Man, Easter, you had to have a speech. These kids nowadays ain't speeching nothing. Your speech, you get a basket. Nope, you just buying candy. It's like, well, hell, we celebrating Halloween at this point. You just buy them candy, get them a cute little dress to get a couple of grass stains on, and that's it. I don't get it. I miss it. It was cute. Not saying that you should go for a fashion thing, but it meant something. It's like you knew the separation and the elevation and the progression of the year based off the church services. And now you don't even have people coming during the Latter-day Saints thing, or not Latter-day Saints, go forgive me, not that. Them once in a while Christians, where they come for Mother's Day, Christmas, and Easter. I do apologize to the Latter-day Saints. I did not mean to bring you into my rant. Yes, I do apologize. I'm not against nobody. I embrace all religions. I'm just speaking on how I miss church. So let me go ahead and put that disclaimer in there. I do apologize. I'm not talking about nobody. I miss church. But yeah, those people that just come on Mother's Day, Easter, and Christmas as if they doing God a favor. Like, oh, I feel that's Sister Shanita's daughter. She only come when it's Mother's Day because she love her mama. Like, I don't get it. No, I don't go to church all the time. You know, as such as today, I'm not there. Because I do a spiritual thing with myself. And I keep saying spiritual, but I'm not a religious person. I'm not. Religion is confusion. It's GPS. If I take a wrong turn, that's it. I am a spiritual person that likes church. I look at all religions and I embrace all religions because I have been around majority of a nice, diverse set of religions. And I pick and choose what I learn from them because everybody is right at one point. A broken clock is right 2 times a day. So why not listen to what somebody else has to offer your spirit? That's how I receive it. It's like, okay, and that's when you give the message, and it's up to them if they want to accept or reject, But I really just genuinely miss church. I miss being a kid in church. Man, them naps in church, laying on that mother's arm. When I tell you, I had no stress, no worries. I miss them days. But yeah, that was just my little rant about church. I know it's all over the place. I don't even know if I'm going to share this with you guys. I probably am because I don't care. My thoughts are my thoughts. And I'm at an age where it's like, if I get penalized now, I'm just a part of council culture. Like, there is no really where else for me to go but continue to live my life. Either you deal with me or you don't. So that's that. Of course, I got more stories to come. I'm doing a couple of more rants just to talk, my mind out. I do have more stories. I'm just taking a break from blasting in the past so much because I've healed from it. So there's no need to, But if I feel that energy pinning back up while I'm talking about it, I'm not going to do it. You're not going to mess with me like that. Because I've healed from it, but I'm just sharing it. You know what I mean? And yes, it's my choice to share it. And I can choose not to, so I won't have to have those lapses. But I'm sharing it. And I'm going to do it at my own pace because, again, I've healed from the situation. Why build up that energy again when it's negative? Well, that's that. Like, share, subscribe. Bye.